Welcome back to the Trading Coach Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Akil. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the 4 stages that a trader goes through. And this is important because trading is a journey. It's a journey that must be taken one step at a time. And I think it's important to understand what the different steps are. That way you don't get disappointed or discouraged too early in the journey. Let's hop in. Lend your advice to. But the email said, "Hey, Akil. Currently a student at Tier 1. I have gone through the content, and you're going to notice some red flags here, right? Something's a little bit interesting about this, right? Currently a student from Tier 1. I have gone through the content and also recently started backtesting. I've been studying the trade for a couple years now and still have not found my consistency for multiple reasons. I am highly passionate about trading and also believe in it. I feel like I'm hovering between conscious incompetence and conscious competence." Now, before we move on, let me just explain what those fancy words mean, right? There are typically 4 stages that a trader goes through, right? Stage number 1 is going to be unconscious incompetence, right? Unconscious incompetence is pretty much you don't know what you don't know. This is when you are a baby. The world or the trading world is brand new. You don't know what's up, what's down, what's right, what's wrong. You're kind of in this stage of like you are a blank slate and you're learning everything for the first time, right? So you ever see like a little kid that's about to do something really, really dumb, like touch a hot stove, and in your mind you're like, why would you do that? That's so dumb. Well, guess what? The little kid doesn't know that the stove is hot. So this is their opportunity to learn. And either they touch the stove and they burn their hand and they're like, and they learn that red means hot and I should not do that again, hopefully if they're smart. Or a parent or someone intervenes and explains to them like, hey, you can't touch that because you're going to burn your hand, right? So they are a blank slate. They don't know what they don't know. So this is when traders come into trading and they just see everything, right? They see something on the internet and they believe it's real. So, they go to YouTube, hey, Forex trading for beginners, and someone's like, donkey pattern wins 100% of the time, every time. They're like, oh man, this is awesome, right? And maybe you and I know it's a complete scam, right? There's a shady guy on there with a weird, like, twirled up mustache, like those old Western bad guys, those villains, right? Maybe we know it's a complete scam, but the newer trader doesn't know because they don't know any better, right? They don't know any better, and it takes kind of those bumps and bruises for them to learn. Unfortunately, many traders also quit in that stage because newer traders often don't know that they probably shouldn't risk money until they know what they're doing. So they risk money on the donkey pattern. The donkey pattern loses. They have a bad taste in their mouth, either about Forex and it can't work, or trading can't work, it's a scam, or just they run out of money and they go on to the next thing because they can't invest. So the first stage is good old donkey pattern. Yep. First stage is unconscious incompetence. You don't know that you don't know, right? The second stage is going to be conscious incompetence, right? So this is after you trade the donkey pattern for losses. This is after you touch the hot stove. This is when you start to understand that, man, I don't really know as much as I thought, right? This was me coming from the stock market. I started in the stock market, had a really good experience in the stock market, made a lot of money in the stock market, went to Forex trading specifically because they told me that Forex could, it has, you have the opportunity to start with less money and make more money in a shorter period of time. So it was the trifecta of things that I wanted. And I was a fundamental analyst in the stock market, and with trading, I learned about technical analysis. And again, unconscious incompetence. I didn't know what I didn't know. I thought I'd just go right in, flying in my jet and start scooping money out of the market. And I soon learned that I have no idea what I'm doing, right? So that was the conscious incompetence stage for me, where I'm in this new market. I'm in this new kind of sphere of technical analysis. And I'm sitting back and I'm scratching my head saying, man, I really don't know this stuff. And it can sound like a bad thing, right? Many of you guys, when you come to Tier 1, you're like that, right? Many of you guys that come to us at Tier 1 trading, you're past the unconscious incompetence. In fact, it's probably you going through that unconscious incompetence phase that brought you to us. where you get to us and you realize like, man, I there is stuff I don't know. I need to be taught. And then you start looking for like, okay, where can I go to learn this stuff the right way? And you have a little bit of a better filter. You no longer watch YouTube videos of people with squiggly mustaches. This would be awesome if I was doing this live and I had a squiggly mustache. The great humor. But you start looking for answers. So unconscious incompetence, you don't know what you don't know. Conscious incompetence, you're aware that you don't know anything. So like you're like in the mirror, I am dumb, right? The third one, this is the one I always get messed up on. The third one is so unconscious incompetence, conscious incompetence. This is conscious competence, right? Say that 5 times fast, right? Conscious competence. This is when you've gone through the journey of understanding stuff. You realize that you don't know what you don't know. You've gone to learn, and now you know what you're supposed to do, right? You know that you're supposed to learn technical analysis. You know that you're supposed to learn price action. You know that you're supposed to learn money management. You know that psychology is a thing. You know that you should have a trading plan and rules and risk management and all the fun stuff we teach you, right? You know what you're supposed to know, but maybe you can't quite do it yet, right? Does that sound familiar for any of you guys? Where you kind of have an idea of like, I understand what I'm supposed to know, Akil, but doing it, that's a different story, right? Vicky says, yeah, right. Anyway, this is when you're close. You're one step away, and then the fourth stage is going to be. And if I butchered the name, let me know. Okay, perfect. If the first stage, yeah, I can see it when it's in black. Anyway, the fourth stage is unconscious competence, and this is where like. Jason, myself, all the veteran traders here at Tier 1, you get this level where we always say trading is boring, right? You're running on autopilot, where it's like autopilot's not a bad thing, but you're coming in and it's no longer super fun and exciting in the same way it used to be. It's kind of like identify prices trading at a previous level of structure, pin bar, okay, predict. Price is probably going to hold this level, retrace, and where are we going to retrace to? Next level of structure, look left, structure leaves clues, Fibonacci, retracement, 50% retracement, even handle number, volume. Oh, yeah. Sell next bar market, right? It's boring because it's on autopilot. It's no longer like, oh my gosh, okay, I gotta throw a Fibonacci in here. Okay. Even handle number. Volume spike. The RSI. Right? It's like it's not that trading isn't exciting, right? I get a lot of excitement through analysis, but as far as my trading plan goes, right? I know my trading plan. I can't deviate from my trading plan, so it's like it is or it isn't an opportunity. Right? If it, I can't tell you how many messages I get from someone like, man, Akil, did you see that opportunity on Pound Canada? It's awesome, man. We might break out from this consolidation level and pop up to the next level around, 174 even. Let's get in. I'm like, yeah, I don't, it's not in my trading portfolio. Or it's like, yeah, but I need a pullback trade again. And yeah, but the breakout's doing right now. Yeah, I know, but not in the plan to trade breakout, so I gotta wait for a pullback. But yeah, but you go, you got it. Yeah, you got it, right? Like, you go for it, right? I'll root you on. But that's the unconscious competent stage where you're running on autopilot. So those are the 4 stages. Obviously, we all start in the first one. This one's pretty easy to get past if you don't blow all your money or have a sour taste in your mouth. Number 2 is the one where if you're dedicated to trading, where you're looking to learn. Number 3 is where most get stuck. That's the hard part, because that's the practical application. That's where a lot of psychology kind of rears its ugly face in there and makes you realize, like, man, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just can't quite do it. It's one of those type of things. And then 4 is what we try to get to. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. As always, if you're looking to learn more about trading and or surround yourself with a great community of traders, check out www.tier1trading.com. Start with the 14-day risk-free trial membership that gets you on the platform. You can talk to the community in the chat. You can join the live sessions. You can take some courses, all with 0 risk. And don't worry, there's no auto bill or anything like that. After 14 days, you're simply removed and you lose access from the platform. So check us out, www.tier1trading.com, if you're serious about becoming a consistently profitable trader.